Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Photoshop edit walkthrough. And this week we will be walking through this car image here that I posted online last week or the week before. It was more of a collaboration shoot, so it wasn't commercial, but we have a friend in York who's just bought a fancy new car, a classic, and we thought we would just create a shoot around the car. So I hope you've all had a good Christmas, and let's get on with the walkthrough. So this is the background template here, and for this shoot I kind of went in with the plan of taking multiple exposures and elements of the car on a tripod at the same height from the same angle, so I could then blend composite. So you've got composite where you cut everything out and bring it in and blend it together, but then you've also got a blending composite where you shoot everything on a tripod and then you just use layer masks to blend in and out various elements, because it's all shot from the same angle, height, and usually light. So as you can see as we go along, this is the background template, and then bring in this image of Ben. I had Corey here with a light to light Ben. Obviously using a layer mask, I then erased him just with a white brush, and this is how I created the main composition of the car image, just by bringing another layer in with an element that I wanted, and then I would locally selectively paint that in and out until I got a composition that I liked. So here I am painting in and out the fog. Again, if you look on the right hand side, you can see where I'm painting on the layer mask in white, and just going in now and getting a little bit closer in and just painting in and out those details around Ben and his arm. So again, still painting in and out the fog. I then at some points bring in the fog behind the car, and then I also bring two images in where the light is looking better on each image, and I then use the layer mask to blend in the light at the front of the car coming out of the headlights, again using the same blending composite method. So as you can see here, bringing the image in, putting a layer mask on, pressing Ctrl I to hide it, and then painting in the effect. So as you can see, I'll paint in the effect around the headlights here. So once I've got the main composition in, using these blending techniques, I will then start to style the image, in which I am doing now with a curves adjustment. Pulled up the midtones, I then inverted the layer mask, and then I would paint in selectively around the wheels and on Ben where I wanted the effects to kind of be seen, and I wanted the details of the wheels a bit more on the front of the car here where the metal is. If I sound a little bit funny this week, I am full of cold, so I apologise for the sultry, deep, cold tones of my voice, but I'm sure we will be able to get through this walkthrough with them. So what I'm doing now is, because we had some light from the flash on Ben here, which is an orangey light, it didn't make sense that there was no light source here. So when we don't have a light source, we create our own light source. So I thought like some kind of fluorescent bulb above this door would be good, just to mimic the light hitting Ben from this angle here. So I'm using, if I just pause this a second, blank layers here. I'm just painting in the fluorescent light bulb with a brush, sampling the colour maybe from Ben's face, and then painting in a strip, and then just adding glow effects by painting in on various layers here on screen and linear dodge blend mode. And then what I'm doing here, you see this funny shaped brush iron then, because when you get a light, when the mist or fog is around that light, it kind of picks up the tones of the fog and the mist, so you always, for realism, want to paint them in with a fog brush around the light, like so. As you can see, it looks like the smoke's coming across here, and as it's hitting the light source here, you're able to see the fog a little bit more. So another thing that I wanted to do was this area here it's just very distracting. Obviously it's the natural light in the image, but because it's just white or pale blue, whatever the colour is, I knew that I wanted to put some kind of cloud tones in there later. And at the moment what I'm doing is dodge and burn. If anyone's watched any of my videos before, you will know that I dodge and burn in every image, just adding a little bit of detail and structure and form to Ben at the moment. Again, non-destructive on layer masks, dodging and burning, so it's very non-destructive. It's very, you can go back in and change things if you if you over dodge and burn, you can paint things in and out. It's always great to work non-destructively. So as you can see, the just again looking at the areas maybe that I missed. Again, because I work non-destructive, I can always go in and out into these layers underneath and change things around if needed. So with curves then, I just darkened the image but erased the effect off Ben and the car, as they are the focus of the image, and I want that is where your eye is going to kind of be drawn to. So now I'm colour grading the image. Again, I've wrote many tutorials about this and discussed this on various videos. Final colour grading, I typically always use a gradient mask and selective colour to add colour to the shadows. Because the car is blue, I wanted to add more of a blue grade to the image, and then in the shadows I believe I added a little bit of red or yellow into the highlights actually this time to go with the rest of the image. So again, here's selective colour, just adding a little bit of colour into the shadows. It just adds to a bit of the colour grade, and if you like that pencil feeling, and then just cropping the image again just to take off some of the bottom that we didn't need. And now, as you can see, bringing in the cloud image, I believe I put that on a darken blend mode and then just placed it over the area where the highlights of the sky were, and then I just kind of masked that in a little bit better, and then played around with the hue and saturation a little bit just to match up the colours of the grade and the clouds a little bit better. And now again, finally, when I come to the detail and the styling, I sometimes use Colour Effects Pro 4 plugin, the bleach bypass I believe it's called, so that's a mouthful. Usually brings out some of the contrast in the darks. I quite like that. It brings out the contrast in the walls. And then what I'm doing here is just, what I did is I probably stopped and had a look at the image and felt what needs more realism added to it. And again, we had the light that I added here, and if for some realism it would be having some kind of effect on this area here of the dark kind of wooden door. I just wanted to try and apply that. So what I did was paint on a blank layer, sampled the colour from the light, painted it over the door, and then I would use blend diff to kind of blend it in a little bit better, and a layer mask just to paint it away on certain areas. As you can see, because there would be some light fall off here, light would hit there and then fall off around here. Now just adding some lens flaring again. I have used this lens flare on so many images. This and the other one, which I can't remember the name of now, is an overlay from Pro Edu. I use this one, and I think it's Isotope, the cinematic overlay from RGG. I've used them on so many images now. They just add that realism and stylized kind of feel to an image. So I would check that out if you get the chance at pro.edu.com, I believe the website is. And there's lots of great tutorials over there for you guys too. So now I'm just painting a little bit more smoke into the image, again on a blank layer, and then finally just cleaning up the image a little bit. Some wires here from some of Ben's film lights that he brought along on the day for a different setup. And now just doing a final tone of the image, lightening up some areas here where the lights were, and then darkening around the edges a little bit, mainly towards the back end where the light is here though. Again, with curves adjustment layer, non-destructive, so you can play around with it and go backwards and forwards. If something feels wrong, you can go back in and change it. It's very adjustable. Now probably sharpening the image with high pass sharpening on a soft light blend mode, and just really sharpening Ben and the car. I don't really do a global sharpening till the image is back in Lightroom, and then I will add a global sharpening, but I will add it very subtly. I'll bring the threshold up to quite high so it's only affecting certain areas of the image. As you can see here, let's go back a little bit. So as I bring the image into Lightroom, just pulled up the clarity a little bit, and as you can see there, I was just using the threshold to just target certain lines of the image that I wanted to sharpen. And that is it. So thanks for watching. That's just a quick walkthrough of everything that went into the car image. I hope you've learned some things. Basically, it wasn't a very long edit, but again, it just showed you the blending composite type of edit, other than cutting everything out and bringing everything in. It was just more painting in and out on layer masks. So if you've got a tripod, and you can lock down on your tripod and shoot an image that way, it's always quick and easy. So yeah, let me know what you think. Cheers guys. Peace.